Hello, my name is Mary, and welcome to Yoga with Weight. So, this class will take some yoga postures and flows that you probably are familiar with if you are a regular practitioner of yoga, and then we're going to incorporate some weight training into the practice. So, to start, I recommend anywhere between 1 pound to 8 pounds. I'm going to be demoing today with a set of 5 pounds and 8 pounds. If you're new to yoga with weights or newer to weights in general, I recommend that you do this class first without weights. Make sure that you've got good form before adding the weights back in. As I always like to say, if you don't have good form without the weights will not magically make you have good form. And practicing in bad form is a recipe for an injury. So make sure that you are good without the weights before adding them back in. And then you can keep coming back to this class over and over again as you become stronger. Feel free to increase the weight on some of the exercises in order to get a good challenge and reach your goals. The other props, so these are optional props. I'm going to lead us through a stretch at the end with the strap. So I do have a strap here. You can also use a belt. And the blanket I'm going to use as a neck pillow during Shavasana. So you're welcome to bring anything in for that final relaxation that you would like, but always is optional. And then, of course, have water standing by. So let's get started standing here. So I'm going to take my feet and legs hip width apart. So hip width apart is where your hip bones are, not about how wide you think you are, but where are your hip bones, knees and feet in that alignment there. Good. And everything's tracking forward and parallel. And I'm going to zip up nice and tight. My belly button is zipped up and in. Let's roll the shoulders back. Let's just take a few shoulder rolls here. Good. And then let's take them forward. Really exaggerate that move. Good. And then from here, I'm just going to rest my hands on the low rib cage here. You can close your eyes or keep them open, but gaze cast down. And just take a moment to notice, what do you feel? Where do you feel it? Do you feel like you're in good balance in all four corners of the feet, or do you feel like you have more weight in the front, more weight in the back, more weight to one side or the other? And then you can kind of find that a little bit if you just lift your toes, pressing big toes and pinky toe mounts into the mat. That should help you get a little bit more evenness there. Can you keep that as you lower the toes, keeping a little micro bend in the knees? We just don't want to lock. Shoulders are down into the back, ears, shoulders, hips, and ankles in a relative alignment. As you inhale through the nose, can you expand that rib cage? And slowly exhaling through the mouth, taking that belly button in a little bit deeper. Inhale. Good. Now inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. And again, inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. At any time during this practice, if you need to take a break, always come back to the breath. I'll take hands over the heart now, creating an intention for this practice. What would you like to give or receive? Strength, vitality, resilience are always good ones for me, but you can choose whatever it is that you need. And once you have that set, good. Let's take a big inhale and reach. Exhale, we'll bend the knees a little bit, not too deep, pressing through the feet and the legs. All the way back up, taking it back down, pressing through, coming all the way back up. I'm going to take my left hand to my waist, reaching up with that right hand, get a little side bend towards the left. So I'm trying to keep my shoulders and hips in alignment. I'm trying not to stick out like this. I'm also trying to avoid this forward twist and collapse here. So really work on that lateral flexion. And then we'll come back up. We're going to reach, right hand to the waist. Good. Get that side bend to the right. And then coming back, just gentle rotations. Let the hips and knees move with you. Let the arms be free. Kind of look in the direction that you're going. Good. And we'll take that into a body wave. I'm going to show the body wave from a side view so you can better see what we're doing here. Good. Arms are out. Good. I'm going to round and reach. I'm going to open and exhale to round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open, coming into a little squat. Hands can rest on the thighs, starting with a flat back here for my standing cat-cows. Good. Inhale into that extension. Exhaling around into that cat. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, and one more time. Inhale and exhale and come all the way up. Good. So I'm going to grab 1 5-pound weight, so maybe a medium weight here, and I'm just going to kind of squat to pick that up. We're going to warm up the shoulders a little bit here with some rolls. So I'm just going to take this here. Good. I'm going to take it up, and I'm just going to roll. Trying to keep my elbows in close. So here's 2, 3. Doesn't matter what direction you start with. We'll do both directions. That was 4. Here's 5. Make sure you clear your head. 6, 7, belly button stays in, try not to flop. 8, 9, and 10, and reverse direction. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. From here, take a squat to put that weight back down. Come to the top of the mat. Let's warm up the rest of the body. Feet can be hip width apart if you're newer, or they can be close together or touching if you have more experience. Half sun salute. Big inhale and we'll reach. Exhale and we'll come down. Pressing through the feet and the legs. Lift and lengthen halfway. Hands to floor, shins or thighs. Nice long back. Exhale and we'll bow. Pressing through the feet and the legs, we'll rise all the way up. Legs always take the load, never the back. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. We'll do 1 sun salutation here. Big inhale and reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Pressing through the feet and the legs, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Planting the hand. I'm going to step back to a plank. Now I'm going to do a modified one here because I still got that nagging shoulder issue. So if you do the yogi push-up, you're just going to come down halfway, trying not to collapse. I'm going to lower my knees first here. Good. I'm going to come down halfway. Good. Finding a cobra or an up dog variation, shoulders away from the ears, so crunching or hanging in the back. And then from here, making your way back to your downward facing dog. Now, get a good down dog here. So you might have to adjust how close or far the feet need to be, but you want to be able to press evenly into both big toe and pinky toe mounds. Feet are about hip width apart. My fingers are spread wide. I'm pressing in and forward into the mat. My shoulders are away from the ears. And from the shoulder, I'm going to turn the elbows, the inner elbows, towards the ceiling. So that's going to create a stronger and more stable shoulder girdle. And I'm going to breathe. I'm going to come back to my intention. And from your down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, pressing through the feet and the legs. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Pressing through the feet and the legs. Lift and lengthen halfway. Hands to floor, shins or thighs. Exhale and we'll bow. Pressing through the feet and the legs. We'll rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Coming back for a moment. Nice, good standing posture. Finding your breath. Reconnecting with that intention. Good. Okay. So we're going to do some alternating overhead presses here. So you can do this anywhere between 5 to 8 pounds. I'm going to do this one with 8 pounds. And I'm going to squat to pick up my 8-pound weight and coming back up. Good. So from here, feet are going to be about hip width apart or a little bit wider. Good. I'm just going to go ahead and go here. Good. And then go ahead and get into position. So I've got goalpost arms here. I'm zipped up nice and tight, starting with the right. We're going to go 1 and come back to the shoulder. Left. 2. Good. Exhale on the lift, inhale on the lower. 3. Good. Exhale, inhale. 4. Exhale, inhale. Here's 5. 6. Notice how this is also sneakily working the side body, the obliques. And 7. Good. 8. We're almost there. Exhale, inhale. 9. Inhale. Exhale, inhale. Last time, both sides. And 10. And 10. Good. I'm just going to gently bring those down. Gently bring this down. I'm going to hold on to these weights. Coming to the top of the mat. Legs can be together or hip width apart. And we're going to come to a squat. Good. Or a chair pose. Let's say chair pose. They're coming to chair, so we're not too deep. We've got a nice long back. Reach your weights forward here. And we're going to go into rows. I'm going to pull the elbow straight back and tight to the body. I really want to squeeze the shoulder blades together here. That's 1. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. 4. Elbows stay in. 5. Shoulders away from the ears. 6. 7. 8. I'm starting to build a little heat now. 9. And 10. Good. From here, squat a little bit lower to release your weight. Come back to the chair. We're going to take this right into a sun salute B. Inhale, exhale, and we'll fold. Pressing into the feet and the legs. Lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll fold. Good. Planting the hands. Step or hop back to plank. You choose take or skip the flow. I'm going to skip this one. You can always skip the flow. It's always optional. Some people love it. Some people not so much. I'm an in-betweener myself. Good. Now, once you've made it back to your downward facing dog, left leg's going to lift 3 points, bending that knee. Using that right leg and foot to bring you forward. Step or pick up and put that left foot forward between the hands. Really get it up there. You want that whole heel to be grounded. Good. Find a nice little up runner here first. So this shouldn't be, you shouldn't be back here trying to be in this up runner. If this is where you're at, you need to take that foot way forward. So you should be there from a place of ease. From here, back leg's going to rotate about 45 degrees. You can take a heel to heel to arch, or take this leg out a little bit wider. Strong through that back leg, strong into the front heel, and we'll rise. Front hip's going to come back a little bit here. Front knee can be bent over the ankle or lengthened. Do what's good to you. Press strongly through the back edge of the back foot. That foot shouldn't be coming up like this. It should be nice and grounded. Really press through that leg. Make it strong. Breathe. Zipping up that front body. Let's take just a little bit of a back bend here. Back bend from the thoracic, from the chest, not from the low back. And then we'll come up. And from here, pressing through that back leg, lengthening from the hip. Watch that knee as you come forward with control, planting the hands, swivel up the back foot, front foot will step back. You choose, take or skip your flow. We'll meet in down dog. Good. Again, come back into your nice down dog form, pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mounds. Shoulders away from the ears, pressing in and forward into the mat with the hands, and then from the shoulders, taking the inner elbows forward. Good, we're gonna take that to the other side now. The right leg's gonna lift 3 points, bending that knee, pressing with the left leg and foot to bring you forward. Really get it up there. Do that test. Can you find that up runner from a more of a place of ease? Lengthening that back leg, front heel completely on the floor, knee over or behind the ankle. From that left hip, we're going to turn out 45 degrees. Find the alignment that's best for you on the side. Heel to heel to arch. You're taking that leg out a little bit wider. Pressing into those feet and those heels as we'll rise. Front hip's going to come back. Front knee can be bent or lengthened, pressing through the back edge of that back foot now. Coming all the way up. Zip up that front body. The back is in a slight extension here. Strong through that back leg. And then from the chest, good. We'll find that extension, that little back bend. Good. And then we'll come back up, finding breath, finding intention. And when you're ready, good, pressing through the back leg. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Being mindful of that front knee, staying over behind that ankle. Good, taking it down, swiveling up the back foot, front foot steps back. Take or skip that flow. Finding a beautiful downward facing dog here. And from that down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, pressing through the feet and the legs. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to make your hand. Pressing through the feet and the legs to lift and lengthen halfway. Hands to floor, thighs or shins. Exhale and we'll fold. Okay. Sitting back into the chair where we started this series. Relax through the shoulders, zip up through that front body. And then pressing up and coming back, hands to heart center. Good. Okay, so now from here, I'm going to go ahead and get my 8-pound weights ready. So I'm going to squat to pick them up, and I'm going to take them into my hands. We're going to actually, we're not going to do that yet. We're going to kind of squat, hit them right in front here. Good, and coming up. We're going to take the legs wide. We're going to fold first before we go into this one. So a good little test to make sure you're not out too far and to make sure that you're out far enough. Take your arms out. Try to have your ankles and your wrists in that alignment, okay? Hips, knees, and toes are going to track forward, and your toes are in alignment. So you don't want one foot more forward than the other. Good. I'm going to take my hands to the waist. You can take them anywhere you would like. Nice and long through the back, zipping up, pressing through the outer edges of the feet. And we're going to fold here from the hips. Once you feel secure, you can take your hands down. And then from here, if this is enough, stay. You can bend the elbows straight back and keep going, keeping a long back here. Head and neck are free. Breathing. And we'll come back up. Good. Pressing through the outer edges of the feet. Knees can bend a little bit here. You can walk your hands back up. Good. From here, you can bring everything in a little bit. I'm going to take a little squat to pick up my weights. Good. So coming back up to where I was. Hip, knees, and toes are going to turn out away from the body. I'm going to take my weights right to the hip creases, rolling the shoulders back, zipping up that front body, maybe even a little bit of a tuck of the tail for some of us. And we're going to squat here 8 times. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Hold. Side to side lunges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll come back up. Keep holding on to this weight or squat to make a change. We're going to take this into a high crescent. We're going to start by taking this to the left. So the left leg's going to be forward. The right foot's going to be turned in. Good. So get your positioning. It might be parallel railroad tracks. Maybe this back leg needs to come out a little bit wider. I'm going to let my weight hang down. Good. And I'm going to let my front knee bend right over that ankle. And so I'm pressing back through the heel. I'm strong through that leg. I don't want to press back with this bend. Really get it back there. Zipping up. Good. Now, we're going to take this into a hammer curl. Zipping up nice and tight. Good. And we're going to curl 1 and 2. Now, you can stay here and just work on the curl. If you want more intensity, take it with the dip. As you curl, you're going to dip. So here goes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Coming back up, take it back, hips, knees, and toes. We're going to turn out here. Good. And we're going to start by finding that squat. And I'm going to start being right here. I'm going to push up. Good. So we're going to come back to kind of like that goalpost position. Zipping up nice and tight. Get a little bit of a tuck in the tail. We're going to squeeze the elbows center. It goes 1, 2. Keep those elbows lifted, shoulder height. 3, 4. Lower and upper body working together. 5, 6. We got 2 more. Exhale 7. And exhale 8. Woo. Carefully bring those down. Lifting up, we're going to take the lunges. They're crescent to the other side. Now your right leg's going to be forward. Left leg's going to turn back. Good. Find the positioning that's appropriate for you. Longer front knee or maybe a bent one. This time, turn your palms up. Turn your palms towards the front. Good. And again, here we go. 1, 2. Now you can stay here or add the dip with me. 3, 4. Belly buttons in. Exhale 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Take that back, coming back. From here, making sure your feet are good, parallel. Bend a little bit here. We're going to let those weights release. Taking the hands to the floor, pressing the legs long, nice long body. I'm just going to roll my weight to the side here. And we're going to take this into a twist. So from here, my left hand's going to come under my face. I'm going to shift the hips to my right. I'm going to press away and open. So if your arms don't like to be up here, you can always rest it on the hips. Good. Some of you are going to rotate and do a little wrap or a half wrap here. And then we'll release, hips back to center. Good. Right hand under the face, shifting the hips to the left, pressing through, opening up. Good. Again, arm can be there. It can be on the waist. You can rotate it. You can take it to that half bind or full bind, opening up. Always options. Always the ability to do what we need to do and not doing the things that we don't need to be doing or don't want to do for that matter. Good. And then we'll carefully come back down, hips back even to the floor. Good, little bend in the knees. We can come back up from there. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's take this into a warrior 2 to each side. So from here, left foot out, right foot in. You're in the warrior position. Find that alignment that works for your body. Good. I'm going to let that front knee bend. Knee bends towards pinky toe. Front hip coming back will help that cracking a little bit more. Keeping my hips where they are. I'm going to take my chest to the side, reaching. Strong through the back edge of that back foot. Be able to lift your toes here. Breathing. Coming back to that beautiful intention that you made at the beginning of this practice. I'm starting to work up a glow. I hope you are too. Once you're ready, good. We'll lengthen that front leg, coming back to center. Good. Left foot turns in, right foot turns out. Good. Readjust your stance here, your alignment as your body needs for you on this side in this moment. Front hip's gonna come back. Good. Knee's gonna track over the pinky toe if you're gonna do a bent knee version. Good. And then the chest will come to the side without moving the hips. And reach. Breathe. Always coming back to the breath. And then when you're ready, good, we'll lengthen that front leg and we'll come back. Good. Heel toe in or hop together. Let's come to the top of the mat. We're going to make our way down to the floor now. So from here, big inhale and reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Pressing through the feet and the legs. Lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Bringing the hands. Step or hop back to plank. You choose take or skip the last flow of this class. I'm going to do a modified one again. Good. And then finding the down dog. Once you have found your down dog, bring your knees down to the floor. We're going to take a child's pose here. Knees can be together as wide as the mat or somewhere in between. You can make the big toes touch or not. You can reach your arms long in front of you if that would feel good to you, or you can take your hands back by the ankles and release. You choose, zipping up the front body, breathing and expanding, relaxing through that face. And then once you're ready, hands under the shoulders, we'll press up, and we're going to come to a seat. Now, if you've got a blanket or a pillow with you that maybe you brought in for your Shavasana, you can always use that to sit here as well. I'm going to take my legs forward, and I want to make sure that my toes and feet aren't turned inward. So I want to make them flat, like I'm standing on the wall in front of me. And I'm going to zip up here nice and tight. Big inhale to reach, good long back, lean forward, and then hands can come down. This may be enough. If you're okay with it, you can continue to round and fold in. Just hold on to wherever it is that you can reach. Breathing and expanding into that back body. Staying with that breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Good. And then we'll gently come back up. From here, we're going to go into a French press. You can leave your legs forward. I'm going to bring mine into crisscross applesauce. There's different ways that you can add or take away challenge from this exercise. You can always come to one weight of your choice and use that. We're going to kind of come back here and do this press. If you're like, well, 5s are the most weights that I've got, but that's kind of weenie. Well, then put both of your weights together. Now you've got 10, and now you're making that 10 pounds instead of 5. So just know that there's different ways to do it. I'm going to take both of my 8s here because I'm stronger, and I'm going to make this into 16. So I'm going to kind of take them together. I'm going to push that up. Good. And then I'm going to bend the elbows back here. Good. And it's okay to come to a little bit of a lean here since we're seated. If you need to do that, just do it with a long back, elbows into the ears. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, belly button still in, 6, we're going to try to take this to 10, 7, 8, 9, getting tough, but I am confident I can do one more, and 10. Woo. Carefully take those down. Good. And you can set those aside for right now. Good. Take the legs back forward. Find that nice fold one more time. Coming back to intention. So my intention was all of those things. Strength, resilience, and then we'll come back up. And now we're going to come to a seated twist. So I will turn and face you this way. Good. So for this seated twist, you've got different options. We'll start by taking the right leg forward, and you can bring the left leg in. Good. And then you can take the twist to the left this way. You can also cross this leg over if you would like. So I'm going to zip up. Good. I'm going to take this arm on the outside, left hand to the floor behind me, finding my length and twisting to the left. Breathing and expanding, releasing those shoulders down and back. Really let the rib cage expand. If you can't expand the rib cage on a twist, you're too deep. And then we'll gently undo. We're going to take that to the other side. Now, left leg's going to come out. Right foot's going to come in. You can be here or you can cross it over. Find yours. Good. Find your length. Good. Left arm going to come across. Right hand's going to come down and behind me. Pressing up, finding that length. Finding the twist to the right. Breathing and expanding. And when ready, we'll release and come back. From here, we're going to go into a boat, and you can choose to add weight to this boat, like a Russian twist, or no weight. This is challenging with or without weight, so make sure that you can master it without weight before adding in. So we'll do 2 here, we'll do 1 without, and then we'll do the second one optional with or without. So remember your boat. Some of us need to be docked at the boat, so maybe you need to take your hands back here, drawing up, being here or here. You're still working. We want a nice long back. We don't want to collapse into that slump. Okay, so those are options for you. You can come back in. Good. Nice long back. You can pick up a little bit or a lot. Good. Find yours. You can also release the legs. So find your boat. And whatever boat you're in, notice your sits bones. Are you more or less on one side to the other? Can you be balanced in both? Zipping up nice and tight. Nice and tight. Breathe. If it's in the hip crease, you've lost the connection. You'll want to come out. And then from here, we'll take that out. Go ahead and take the legs wide. Walk that out. Get a little stretchy here. And when you're ready, we'll take that back. Good. So you can do any of those without weights if that's where you're going to go. I'm going to show you some variations of Russian twists here without the weight, and then you can choose which one you're going to do with the weight. So it's going to be easier if your feet are grounded. You can take your hands in a prayer. You're going to lean back with that nice long back, and you're going to rotate. Okay? It's going to be a little harder if you come into full boat and take your rotation. Okay? So those are your no weight options. If you're going to use a weight option, good. I'm going to take an 8-pound here, but you choose what's appropriate. And again, you can always put 2 weights together to create more challenge if you're ready for it. So from here, I'm going to keep my feet grounded today. I'm going to zip up nice and tight, and I'm going to come back. But you take a lift if you want it. Nice long back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, both hips stay on the floor. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Oh, one more. Inhale, exhale. Coming back to center, legs forward, release that weight, take a fold. We are done with the weight for today, but we're not done with this session. From here, you can go ahead and bend the knees. We're going to roll down onto our back. Nothing under the head yet. We'll come back down. Okay. And if it would feel good to you to just adjust some clothing, you know, things get kind of out of kilter sometimes when we're moving around. Feel free to do that. Take your feet as wide as the mat, rolling the shoulders down and back. Just zipping up through that front body, protecting that low back. Let the knees go side to side here. Good. And then when ready, good. We'll bring those feet, hips, knees, and toes are tracking. Make sure the feet are not too far away or too close. So this would be kind of too close for what we're going to do. So just kind of be mindful. We're going to do a bridge here. And I'm going to roll my shoulders back. So bridging is core. It's also the back side. It's also scapular strengthening and control. So just not the feet. You also want to press into the arms and the shoulders as well. Head will be centered. Don't turn it right or left. Pressing into the feet, arms and shoulders. We're going to lift those hips straight up to the ceiling. Lift up through the chest. You'll lift up higher. Good. Press those arms and shoulders into the floor. Breathe. And then when you're ready, carefully lower that back down. Once you are all the way back down, take the knees into the chest and rock side to side. We're going to go into our stretch series here. So I'm going to take my strap. I'm going to start by taking my right foot into the strap. We're going to stretch out the legs and low back a bit here. Good. So from here, I want a micro bend in this knee. Your other knee can be bent or extended long. Your back is going to be in hard. Okay. My back's a little cranky today, so I'm going to keep a bend in it. I'm going to choke up on my grip here, but I want to keep the upper body on the floor. I'm going to gently let this leg come in towards the face. So how much is too much? Well, you know that pain scale of 1 to 10, 10 being worst pain ever, 1 being no pain or very little pain. You don't want to go past your 5 or 6. If the stretch also causes you to feel any numbness, tingling, burning, that's a sign of a compressed nerve. We also want to back off until we don't feel that. You can point the toes more towards the ceiling. That'll give you more of a stretch in the front of the foot and the ankle. Pointing the toes towards the face will give you a deeper stretch down the back side, finding yours. And then we'll release. Good. Taking both pieces of the strap into the hand, zipping up nice and tight. We're going to let that leg go out to the right. Both hips, both shoulders stay grounded. Wiggle around from the hip. Find your best spot. If your knee is bent, the other knee is bent, keep that knee in line with the hip. Try not to let it fall out as a counterweight. If you have to use it as a counterweight, then your right leg is out too far to the right. Breathing and expanding. And then we'll come back up. Good. Both pieces of the strap into the left hand. I'm going to lengthen my left leg a little bit more here. I'm going to arc this leg over to start. I'm going to wiggle around here from the hip to find my best spot. You can stay there, or you can take it over into a spinal twist. You want to keep the foot and the hip on the same plane. So if you can't hold the foot there on your own, try to prop that up with something. Good. Or just stay in the 45 degrees. Breathing, expanding, returning to that intention. And then we'll come back to center. Good. We'll do a mid-air switcheroo here. So I'm going to switch out my right foot for my left foot. Right knee can be bent or that leg can be extended long, keeping a micro bend in that left knee. Good. Gonna choke up on that strap here. Upper body stays grounded and gently tug in. And just like the other side, you can point and flex that foot, finding your optimal spot. Breathe. And then we'll release both pieces of the strap into the left hand. Both hips are going to stay grounded. If this knee is bent, keep it in line with that hip. We're going to let that leg come out to the left. Kind of wiggle around here to find your best spot. Breathing. This is one of my favorite stretch series. It's wonderful to do before you get out of bed. It's wonderful to do at night before you get into the bed to go to sleep. You can also do this in the bed. So don't let, well, I can't get down on the floor very well and get back up, be your excuse when you can do it on the bed. And we'll come back up. This leg's going to come longer. Both pieces of the strap are going to come into the right hand. Good. We're going to arc that over, wiggle around, find your nice 45. Remember, you can stay here, or you can take it over into the twist, keeping the foot and the hip at the same height, propping it up if needed, looking to the other side, breathing and expanding. And when you're ready, we'll come up. Good. I'm going to remove that foot from the strap, bring both knees back into the chest, and rock, rock, rock. We're going to take this into our final Shavasana now. So I'm going to bring my folded blanket and I'm going to use as my neck pillow in here. You can let everything come long and flop open. I like a nice constructive rest pose. I'm going to let my knees bend. If you're someone that's just sensitive in the backside, know that you can always be on your side or on your belly. It makes zero sense to be somewhere where you can't be comfortable and be still. So make yourself comfortable so you can be still. We will not be here for too long. And then we're just going to settle in and let the whole practice kind of integrate. I'll call you back in a few. Taking some deep breaths here. Choosing stillness, or inviting movement of the fingers and the toes. Choosing stillness, or bringing the knees into the chest, or maybe a full body stretch would feel better to you. And then when you're ready, maybe moving away any props you may have used during your Shavasana time, bending in both knees, rolling over to your right or left side, the side that works best for your body in this moment. Taking all the time that you need here. And when you're ready, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. Once you've found your nice comfortable seat, find a nice tall spine and notice how you feel, hopefully looser and stronger at the same time. Palms turning up. We'll reach up. As we touch the hands together and begin to bring them down, we'll stop the thumbs at the forehead for good and true thoughts, to the lips for good and kind words, and to the heart for open and loving hearts, knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted, no gain is ever reversed. May you be safe. May you stay well. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Have a wonderful day, week, month, season ahead. Namaste.